Today we're taking a look at the Xvive G1 butterfly guitar stand, and yes, it's a guitar stand, but as you can tell, it's quite a unique one, and we're going to see how it stacks up against a traditional folding stand. I'll tell you one thing, it's a lot smaller, and it'll fit in your gig bag, so that's pretty cool. In the box, there is a nice drawstring cloth bag for carrying it, as well as the stand itself and a manual on how to unfold it, though it's very simple. Setting up the stand is very easy. You just unfold it, it clips together with magnets, and then you unfold the back support leg. This stand has a couple of advantages over most others. Namely, it's very small, it's lightweight, portable, but it also can fit easily acoustic or electric guitars or basses, no problem. I found that it was more stable than just a normal folding stand. Even though it doesn't have a long neck support, it's still more stable. Most of those normal guitar stands are a tripod style. When it's unfolded, it has 4 points of contact, so that makes it very stable and hard to tip over. It's also very low profile, so the stand itself would never tip over. But the rubber grips on the back, I found, hold the guitar in place nicely. I did test the stability trying to tip over some of these guitars, and they never came loose out of the stand as long as you don't do anything extreme. But I wasn't willing to risk hitting my guitars hard enough to knock them over. So I found the rubber gripped the guitars quite well. And so they stayed upright in the stand, no problem. And the stand itself wasn't going to tip over. The legs of the stand also have kind of two levels here for either electric or acoustic guitars. And I tested out a whole variety of guitars, and it holds them all just fine. Basses are no problem. Slightly wider electrics are no problem. You've got plenty of space on each of these legs to accommodate, I think, just about any guitar. Most of my guitars are standard Strat or Les Paul shapes, though I did try the Jazzmaster, and that was fine. But for the really extreme test, I've got this new Rhodes V, and that thing does not like stands at all. It's none of my stands really work for it. So I tested out with this just to see, and yeah, this is an extreme example. I wouldn't say it's the best stand for a Rhodes, but it does work, and it felt surprisingly stable despite having to hold it at a funny angle. I wouldn't be afraid of leaving this in the stand like this. It looks a little awkward and it's not ideal, but it keeps the guitar off the ground and it's not going to slip and go anywhere. When I tried this in my other stand, it just doesn't really work. The point is on the ground, so it kind of only holds it up. Now, again, this is not really a stand designed for a Rhodes V. There are not many stands that work with that, and ideally you'd want something that would hang it high off the ground by the neck. But it did work, and it performed better than my other single guitar stands, which don't really work so well for it. Half the time I just prop it up against my desk or something, so I think using this is an improvement, and I'm happy to use it for that in the future. Stand does great in the studio, but I think the main draw is going to be for the gigging musician who wants something small they can throw in a gig bag. It's lightweight. Here's just one of my regular guitar stands. This is as small as I can get it to be, and if I take off the support arm, the cradle, whatever this is, the whole deal, I don't know exactly how much this weighs. A couple of pounds. It's not too bad, but it certainly doesn't fit in a gig bag at all. And if you compare the size of the G1, it's quite a bit smaller, and it does fit in a gig bag. It's a much more compact shape, and it's definitely quite a bit lighter too. So if you're a gigging musician who's frequently loading in and loading out, you feel every pound and every bag you carry. So less is more in that case, and the G1 is one thing that can help lighten your load a little bit. Build-wise, I've got no complaints. Everything feels sturdy as it should. The folding mechanism is robust. It's easy to fold, but it's not loose at all. It doesn't feel like it's going to loosen up. It seems to be all high-quality components, nice thick rubber, and the rubber really grips the guitars well, so I like that. It is aluminum, and you can see it's kind of hollow design. which helps save the weight. It is ever so slightly flexible, but it's perfectly stiff. It does not bend. I'd have no concerns taking it out on the road. It's a sturdy design and a well-built product with portability and gigging in mind, so I think it's going to be a rugged device for a long time. You can go on over to their website and check it out. Current retail price for the G1 is $89, and there's links to where you can check it out over at Sweetwater or Amazon. And I thank you for checking it out with me today. And as always, smash like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.